the root of the company starts from the marketing. So you need to have a proper funnel to get a proper sales, and one time you call one person and you just leave them, they may forget about you.
Can you explain about it more and why does it matter?
We were actually able to give them the results in the very beginning of the service itself. Like, you try to understand like why they are here, like what enquiries they have did. Everyone does a business to get customers. Focusing on sales and marketing is something which can actually help you to sustain the market. Clients were actually happy, and they were like really happy with the process what we were doing. Like, whenever you get a conversion, like you will be like more convinced or like happy on that, right?
Hi, Shanfaz.
Hi, Madhuri.
Welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you.
And again, I have a few more questions to ask.
Sure.
So I would like you to answer all of them.
Definitely, yeah.
So, what was your motivation with PrecisePick? And do you have the same kind of motivation?
Okay. See, taking our goals in life, right? We come up with a lot of ambition from childhood. Like, people say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer from school and all. But once you start with your career, that's where exactly you will try to understand what you want to be. I never thought like I'll be into business development until I got placed in a business development domain, right? But then, like, traveling through the experience of like 8 9 years in business development, then getting into the business, the startup, where based on your same skill, like whatever you have been working with, right? That's something you have already been, how to say, like, into the comfortable zone, especially on the sales skills,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So sales is something which is a kind of a motivating job, getting money. Like, you can see, like, whenever you get a conversion, like you will be like more convinced or like happy on that, right? So that something is a main motivation for someone to be in sales all the time, right? So when we started up with the precise pick, right, that's the main motivation of making more money, like expanding our network, like growing in the industry, being popular, all these things.
Okay.
And down the line, in 5 years after starting the company and going into the market, right, we are into the same motivation of like expanding ourselves, going into the higher level of the business and expanding into the network bandwidth altogether. So that's the motivation of, especially about getting the sales, is the motivation for us all the time.
Nice. What were you actually doing before PrecisePick, personally and professionally?
Okay. Personally, professionally, both together, I was completely into sales.
Okay.
I had worked with majority of the edtechs in India, I can say. Started my career from an edtech in Chennai, and then moved to Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai. Worked
Okay.
with top Jain edtechs in India,
Okay.
right? So after my college life, I completed my engineering, and all the life throughout the professional life and personal life was completely merged together, and it was purely onto like sales. Because when you work into sales, like, you don't have a personal life, to be very honest, right?
Okay.
You work like round the clock. You don't have a regular week off.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the salespeople work on the weekends, right? So that's how the personal life looked like also for me. But that was something which is convincing for me, and I was more into it.
Okay.
So that's it. Like,
Yeah.
being into like edtech sales, that's a complete profile of me.
Okay. How do you actually handle stress as one of the founders?
Okay. See, stress as a founder, that's every now and there you'll be feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
When you were an employee, like, let's say when you're working in a company or something, all your stress was only about reaching the target. But when you run a company, you have different targets. You'll have pressure on finance, you'll have pressure on human resource, you'll be having pressure on sales, various things will be there. So let's say if you take the stress in a negative way, you will not be able to get a result on that. That I have learned when I was working in various companies. Like, when you have like a lot of stress, and if you're not able to concentrate properly, you will not be able to get the results. So taking into the as a founder, like, handling stress, I can say, try to understand the situation and find out a way, like, how you can get out of that stress. Take the stress as a motivation that can actually help you to get a result,
Okay.
right?
Okay. How does a founder know it's the right time to opt in sales and marketing?
See, when you run a company, right, The root of the company starts from the marketing.
Hmm.
See, everyone does a business to get customers, right? So in order to have a customer, you should reach out to them.
Hmm.
So that starts from marketing, right? You do the base work over there, and then once you do the marketing, people starts to, or like like they'll get to know about you through the marketing sources, whatever you do, right? So when they reach out to you, the next step is about the sales. Like you try
Hmm.
to understand like why they are here, like what enquiries they have did, right? And they will be like starting to understand more about your product or the service, right? So as a founder of a company, the first suggestion or advice I give to everyone is like focus more on sales and marketing in
Hmm.
order to have a good growth of the company.
Hmm.
See,
Hmm.
we might have like lot of investments, we might have lot of other commitments on a company, right?
Hmm.
But focusing on sales and marketing is something which can actually help you to sustain in the market.
Okay.
Failing to do marketing, like people will forget about you soon.
Hmm. Hmm.
So obviously like you'll have to shut down soon,
Okay.
right?
Why is it not a good idea for a founder to like spend more time on like sales in their initial stages?
Okay. See, when you have a dream of building a startup or a company, there are a lot of domain you have to focus.
Hmm.
It's not only sales. Sales is a major priority over there. You will have to focus. But let's say once you focus more on sales, and if you're not providing the product or the service,
Hmm. Hmm.
again it's a black mark on your company,
Okay.
right? So if a founder or the higher authority or the board member is spending more time on sales, they will not have actually time to focus on other things.
Hmm. Hmm.
So ideally, that is a quality issue.
Okay.
Because see, I have been into sales. I've seen like a lot of companies or like lot of startup have shut down because they have not expanded their bandwidth, which is
Okay.
like they have not hired more number of people into sales or like other domain.
Hmm.
So people like what happen is like the founders will work a lot on sales and marketing. They'll
Hmm.
be able to get money. Like they can easily convince they can actually do that.
Hmm.
But the
Hmm.
problem here is like they'll be not be able to focus on other domain.
Okay.
Ideally, that's going to be like a
Hmm.
downscale for the company. So I
Hmm.
suggest the founders or anyone, if you are like planning to run a company or go with the business plan, have a separate team for your sales, right? And then monitor them regularly.
Hmm.
It's not that you should not focus on sales, but let someone work on that because you need someone to focus on sales 24 by 7,
Hmm.
which a
Hmm.
founder cannot invest a lot of time on that. So I suggest like have a strong team, focus on sales, and then monitor them now like whenever you have time. That can
Okay.
actually help you to scale up the company.
Why do you say that building a system for sales is good than relying on a person, salesperson?
Okay. See now, just imagine you run a company. Okay, you hire one particular salesperson or a business development person,
Hmm.
right? He or she might have some skills, some ideas working on that,
Hmm.
right? But if you are not completely into that and you are just letting that person work on it,
Hmm.
you may get results, you may not get results,
Hmm.
right? If you're not getting results, like you may try to replace the person, so somebody else will come and join the process, right? So they'll come up with the new ideas, new plans.
Hmm.
We cannot rely on employees all the time. They may have different plans, they may come for a few months, few years. But when you look as a company, right, you should have your own sales process, like
Hmm.
how exactly the sales team should work, how the
Hmm.
leads are coming in flow, right? How the leads are attended, like how is the first call given, what is the next process after giving the first call, if they have to like visit the person or like into the company, or like if they go with any virtual calls
Hmm.
and then the closure calls or something like that. So if you have a plan by yourself as a founder of this company, right, whoever comes or whoever goes, you
Hmm.
can give them the plan and ask them to work on the same. And if an employee is giving you an ideas, you can work on it and then change your plans. So what happens here is like even if someone is like not performing well, or if you're going to replace someone, you have the plan already set with you. You'll not waste much of your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So setting up a process is something which is very important for the
Hmm.
companies to have
Hmm.
a stable sales which happens every month. See,
Okay.
sales is all about like getting revenues on monthly basis, right? We cannot focus it on like partial timings. So every month you should have numbers.
Hmm.
So for that you need to have let's say the standard process which everybody follows that, so that you will also like not miss on any leads, you'll not miss on any other numbers.
Hmm.
End of the day you will be happy, the company will be growing,
Hmm.
and your employees also will be getting sales.
Okay. So, what will be the key process of sales that you would suggest even if you're not around?
Okay, see, continuing to the previous question's answer, right? As I said, like we need to have a process. See, whenever you get leads, not all leads or all the enquiries you get is a sale.
Okay.
Sometimes it will be like out of 100 you'll be having only 2 to 3 conversions.
Mm.
Sometimes it will be like 5 to 10 conversions.
Yes.
It depends,
Mm.
right? So you need to give the team on what they have to focus.
Mm.
We have different types of inquiries based on the marketing campaigns, whatever the marketing team is doing, right?
Mm.
We have different types of sources of getting the leads. So based on the lead sources, each and everything, how we need to pitch them, how we need to understand their requirement, and each and everything. So when you have the process and when you have the funnel ready for with the company, whoever
Mm.
is working will be able to get the output. That is first thing.
Mm.
Second thing here is like focusing on the large funnel. You have
Mm.
more prospects
Yeah.
and then you have more conversions.
Mm.
But if
Mm.
your employee or if the BDA is like focusing on like one particular lead, and if they're expecting one particular sale from that particular lead, they may turn out or they may not turn out,
Okay.
right? So that's
Okay.
a red mark for the company. So you
Mm.
need to have a process, you need to have a proper funnel methodology to get a proper sales, and you can hit the targets regularly.
So, as you were saying, sales funnel, can you explain about it more and why does it matter?
Okay. See, the funnel means like the top bottom will be big and the bottom of the funnel will be small,
Okay.
which is ideally the top of the funnel is like very vast. You'll have a lot of leads
Mm.
and you just scrutinize them, get into the sales,
Yeah.
right? That is the process. The
Mm.
reason why we call it as a sales funnel, it's as same like I told you before, right? We have a lot of leads. Not all the leads will be a conversion.
Yes.
So uh, you hire a BDA, they come from experienced background, they may be from sales background or
Mm.
different types of sales, right? It can be like a cold calling sales, or it can be like walk-in attending sales, or it can be like an inbound sales,
Mm.
foot on street. Different methodologies are there,
Mm.
right? So if someone joins your team, they should not be confused on doing what they have to,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So when you have a funnel methodology in a
Mm.
company, right, their
Mm.
focus is just to fill the funnel. Let's say they get the leads, they have to firstly focus on building the prospects,
Yeah.
right? So once they have the number of prospects, they'll be clear on achieving the target.
Mm.
So from the prospects, how exactly they can move into the next level of the proposals, or
Mm.
let's say the demo,
Mm.
various
Mm.
methodologies,
Mm.
and from them like you just scrutinize and then go to the sales. So let's say you have 100 leads, you get around 30 prospects. From
Mm.
30 prospects you'll have around 2 to 3 sales. That's how
Mm.
the funnel works.
Mm.
So when you have the lot of leads or like a vast number of leads, you do the
Mm.
cold calling process or something, this
Mm.
funnel helps you. This
Mm.
will be like where in which something which actually helps you to break
Mm.
down your stress and go
Mm.
in a smooth process.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay. What is that one thing you wish you knew before starting all of this?
Okay, I never had an idea like how the sales works in the market,
Mm.
because back in like let's say 10 years back or something, when we call like salesman or
Mm.
salesperson, it's not that much reputed job or something,
Mm. Mm.
right? But once we started into that, we could, or I could easily found out this is something which is highly paid industry in the market.
Okay.
Okay, this is
Okay.
first thing which
Okay.
I thought like I should have known this long back.
Mm.
Second thing
Mm.
is like building a startup or building a company on sales
Mm.
which is going to do sales for multiple other companies.
Yeah.
I could have been like got an opportunity to start this long back,
Hmm. Hmm.
because a lot of companies are in need of sales support, they are
Okay.
in need of marketing support.
Hmm.
Because the problem here is like not everyone is aware how we need to do sales, how we need to process the leads.
Hmm.
So the opportunities is very high.
Hmm.
So that's the main thing. I just wanted to know like it could have been done a long back.
Okay. Okay. What kind of results do your clients get after working with PrecisePick?
Okay, we have worked with lot of edtechs now,
Okay.
starting from India, international market,
Yes.
um, GCC, UK, US, right? Whenever they approach us, the main problem is like they're not getting sales. So
Hmm.
when we do the research, understanding why they are not getting sales, a basic problem, they may not be processing the leads in a right way. The
Hmm.
funnel methodology, which I told you before, they might not
Okay.
be doing it in the right way. They
Hmm.
might be like just calling one lead one time and
Hmm.
then they may leave it up. All these are the problems. So when we took up this challenge, we know how the process works, especially when it comes to edtech. Like, I have been into this industry for long, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
know how the lead should be processed in edtech, how the follow-up should be like very keen in edtech
Mm-hmm.
sales. Because one time you call one person and you just leave them, they may forget about you. All right, because same like how they inquire to your product, they might have inquired with many other competitors. So the follow-ups matters a lot. So when
Okay.
we worked up with our companies and our clients here, right, we were actually able to give them the results in the very beginning of the service itself.
Hmm.
Like if they were like making a few dollars as a revenue, we made like 10x of revenue with our sales team and support on the very next month itself.
Okay.
So the clients were actually happy and they were like really happy with the process what we were doing with them. It's not only about getting the sales, they liked the process what we had implemented for the company.
What's that one mistake that startups do to get sales again and again, and how can they avoid it? That one mistake.
See, most of the startup when they start, right, their intention is just to make money.
Hmm.
They may just focus on getting sales back to back and just try to push the team and then exhaust them by very limited number of leads. They might not do focus on digital marketing, how exactly the market awareness, or they will not do anything. They'll just try to get the leads and
Hmm.
then push the sales team for that.
Hmm.
Exactly what happens here is like
Hmm.
they will not be able to sustain in the market
Okay.
because of the service issue
Hmm.
or the
Hmm.
product
Hmm.
issue,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So whenever you start a company, when you focus more on sales,
Hmm.
on the other side, like, see, they are paying for you to get an outcome, right? It can be a service or it can be a product or whatever it is. So you need to focus more on the post sales process,
Hmm.
right? So the advice for anyone who is going to take up a startup or a
Hmm.
company is like focus the complete end to end process of your service or the product.
Hmm.
It's not only getting the money and just leaving that. There have been companies like who just get the money and then leave them. After few years or few months they just shut down,
Hmm.
and they would have made like a lot of money in the industry. They might have got very popular, but the problem here is like they shut down because they were not able to give the service.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is like very common in the market.
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
when when people see money, right, they just forget about the
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
So
True.
that is like a very common problem. But if you have a dream of a company, and if you want someone to like sustain, and if you want your company to go for next level, you need to focus on your service, which is the post sales process too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is that one thing that a founder can do today to improve their follow up leads?
Right. See, first thing, you'll have like a lot of leads given to you, right? When you run a company, you'll have like a lot of inquiries when you do marketing, all these things.
Hmm.
So in order to focus that, you need to have like a lot of tools for that. Let's say you need to have access to like Microsoft Office or like Sheets
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
the basic tools, and then getting into the leads and all these things, you need to have a proper CRM for that.
Hmm.
So using a CRM can actually help you focusing on the follow-ups, each and everything.
Hmm.
So this
Hmm.
is something which the founders should focus on, getting tools for the sales team, and then that can actually help them get into the right follow-ups and they will not miss out on the leads.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think with that, I would like to end this session.
Yes.
And thank you so much for being very patient. And you were so nice to explain all of those things. All the best for Precise Pick, and thank you.
Thank you.